welcome to the Gameplay Radio Podcast. This is the first episode, and we are going to play some Resident Evil Remake on the GameCube. Alright, that was my corny little intro. I hope you liked it. Alright. Okay, so I got the game loaded up here. Let's start a new game. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and reset it real quick. This game contains strong language and some scenes of explicit violence and gore. This is the 2002 GameCube version. Alright, and that was just a quick little scene of a zombie rising from a bed, like covered. And that was just a little cool little touch that they added to really amp up the horror from the original 1996 PlayStation version. And this game, if you're not familiar, is a remake of that original PlayStation version of Resident Evil. Except this GameCube version has completely different rooms that they added, new characters, all new cutscenes, CG cutscenes instead of live action cutscenes, and basically it's a completely different game. And if you follow gaming, you'll know that they just recently released an HD remake of this version for both next-gen consoles or current-gen PS4 and Xbox One, as well as last-gen consoles, Xbox 360 and PS3. And that version is, I haven't played it yet, so I'm not completely sure if they added anything to it, but I know that they did upgrade the visuals so that the game is actually in high definition, because the GameCube version is not in high definition. And so it looks a little dated today, even though it still looks really good and the graphics are still extremely detailed. Okay, so we are going to select new game here.
Resident Evil.
And at this screen you have two different options for difficulty. The question is, which best describes your opinion about games? And option 1 is mountain climbing, beyond the hardships lies accomplishment, or hiking. The destination can be reached rather comfortably. The second one, rather comfortably, means you are playing it on normal, and mountain climbing means that you are playing it on hard. Let's see, should I play on hard or should I play on normal? Since I want to just get through the game, I think I'm going to play it on normal. Okay, so now as a character select screen, we can either select Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine. Jill can hold more items, or no, Jill has the lockpick. Can she hold more items? I forget how this one works. Yeah, she can. Chris can take more damage. Who should I go with? I think I'll go with Jill. Jill Sandwich. Alright, let's watch the intro.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Found it yet?
No, not yet, Bravo. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare.
absolutely love this intro.
This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
Enter the survival horror.
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no. You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp. Dining room.
It's funny, I still hear some of the original voices from the PlayStation version when I play this game. Alright, I'm going to try to head back out the way we just came in through this door. Back into the main hall where Wesker's waiting for us.
That gunfire. I'm counting on you to investigate, Jill.
Sure thing, Wesker.
Okay, we are back in the dining room. Let's try going out again.
Got cold feet already? That's not like you.
Check it again, it says better check this place out first. Okay, so we are in the main dining room. This is the room that most people who've played Resident Evil will remember. The Chris's Blood room. There's a typewriter on one side, giant long form table in the middle, ink ribbon on one side. I'm going to go ahead and not take the ink ribbon. You can see the candles flickering on the table. Really cool graphical effect. It's a grandfather clock on one side of the room. It says, when you check it, when the two have run each other through, the path to your destination, to your destiny will open. There's a picture next to it of two people sword fighting. It says, a picture of two knights striking each other. The short sword has been thrust into the breast of one knight, while the long sword has pierced the head of the other. You can also check the table in the middle. It says the only movement is the silent flicker of the candle's flame. Okay, so heading around the table.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
What? Jill.
See if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
So those who've played the original version will recognize how they changed slight portions of the audio of the script, and it also has different voice acting as well.
Barry.
Let's hope it's not Chris's blood. Barry is examining the bloodstains. Okay, there is what looks like a vase on the other side of the table. On the other side of the room, it says a large filth-encrusted vase. Okay, so we've checked everything here. Let's go through this door at the end. And this leads to a room that's rather iconic. Long hallway here. There's a door right next to us. It's locked from the other side. The hall is illuminated by two lights on either side that also cast shadows, and it looks really cool. Okay, there's another door here at the end of the hallway. It's locked. An emblem of an armor is carved onto the lock. If you go around, there's a elevator shaft in this room at the end. There's an elevator here. It doesn't look like you can access it from this floor. This room looks really cool because the elevator bars have light shining through it, and it just casts shadows that look really neat. Now, if you go around the elevator, there's stairs here. The stairs lead down to a door, and it starts to look extremely scary. There's a single candle lighting up the base of the stairs where there's this door here, single door. It's locked. An emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. That leads to the kitchen, and it just this scene right here where you're looking down from the stairs onto the character really looks like a horror film. Okay, we're back up to the stairs, going around the elevator, going down the hall now. Now let's check out the other end of the hall that we didn't check, which is where you will see a familiar scene. Let's watch it. It's the scene of the single zombie eating your friend, and he turns to look at you. Oh crap, I got grabbed. That's the scene that everyone remembers from Resident Evil. The corpse of your comrade Kenneth. It looks like he's holding something. It's the film that belonged to Kenneth. I need a video player to see what's recorded on it. Alright, so you got a VHS tape. The corpse of your comrade Kenneth. It looks like his throat's been torn out. Okay, check his body, and there isn't anything on it. Whoa! Zombie almost grabbed me again. So now let's run out the door and back into the dining room.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it. What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
Now you remember in the original version he goes, "What is it?" It's really funny. Alright, there's a emblem on the wall here. Will you take the emblem? No. I'm going to go ahead and leave it. Alright, let's go back out and talk to Wesker. Let's see if it lets us back into the hallway. Better report back to Wesker. Alright, so heading back to the main hall, to the foyer where Wesker was before. Oh, the zombie just went back into the room, into the hallway. Let's see what Wesker has to say about all this.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
As you'd expect, Wesker is predictably not there. Better finish searching the hall first if you try to go into the hallway, or into the dining room. There's some vases on either side of the entrance to the mansion. It says a Chinese-style urn. There's candles flickering in the corners. Better finish searching the hall first. There's a cool viewpoint of the candles flickering in the foreground with the characters in the background, and the graphics just look beautiful. When this game first came out, the graphics were just mind-blowing. I remember the EGM reviews saying that Capcom has perfected their craft of imposing FMV, like full motion video, animations on top of like polygonal characters. So they have the pre-rendered backgrounds that are really beautifully done, and animated movie scenes as part of the background, and real-time characters as well. And yeah, this game, they obviously did perfect their craft, and it looks stunning. Obviously the SD, standard definition version, the GameCube version, doesn't look as beautiful, but you can still tell how amazing it looked back in 2002. Okay, so it won't let us go through any of these doors here. There's some giant columns, and you can see a staircase. Let's go down the staircase. This is a new area that they added just for the GameCube version. And there's a gate down here, but you can't open it yet.
Barry.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing. What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay, then. I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
So you'll notice they changed the line where Barry says, talking to Jill and handing her the lockpick, he says, "You, the master of unlocking, better take it with you." And that was one of those iconic, cheesy lines from this game, along with "You were almost a Jill sandwich," and other lines. Alright, you got the lockpick.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
And in predictable video game fashion, Barry leaves you alone. Leaves the girl alone. Alright, so let's see. You could either go upstairs, you could go to the double doors on the opposite side from the dining room, and there's also a single door right next to it, but that one is locked. It's locked. An emblem of a helmet is carved into the lock. There's a picture hanging on the wall there as well. It doesn't let you check it. Now, if you go down those stairs I mentioned earlier, you can check this gate down here. It's a metal gate double door with two emblems on either side. Wonder what's on the other side of this door, it says. Alright, let's go back up. Instead of going through the double doors to the dining room, you could also try to go out back into the forest from where you came, but that leads to some zombie dogs jumping through the doors and fighting you in the hallway. And that was an interesting scene because in the original PlayStation version, the dogs just poke their head through the door, and then you slam the door shut before they can jump through. So fans who played the PlayStation version and went to play this one would check the door expecting that scene, and instead it's a real-time gameplay scene where the dogs actually jump through and you have to fight the dogs. And the dogs are extremely hard to kill in this version, especially if you don't have a gun. Even with a gun, they're hard to kill. So if you go up the stairs, and it leads to a platform where you can see a decoration that looks a bit odd. This is completely new, not in the PlayStation version. And it's actually a secret door that you can go through. Alright, so opening that door leads outside, and now we're in an all-new area to the GameCube version. This is actually a graveyard. So we are in the graveyard. You can see some tombstones all over the place. There's a gate here. It's locked from the other side. A crumbling tombstone. There's no name or inscription. If you play on hard or normal, I guess this is normal. So if you play it on hard, there's some zombies back here as well. If you check the corner of this grassy area, there's some shotgun shells. Go ahead and take those, even though I don't yet have my shotgun. This is really cool because the original Resident Evil didn't really have any outside scenes, at least not until you got out of the mansion. And this outside scene, you can see the forest and the trees, and there's mist blowing. And it just looks really beautiful. All the grass sways, although to the modern eye it looks quite a bit outdated. I imagine that the Xbox One version and the PS4 version looks amazing. Okay, there's a tomb at the end here. It says, a tomb engraved with the picture of an angel. There's an indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. So that's a clue about an item that we need to grab. Okay, so the gate's locked. There's nowhere else to go, so let's go back into the mansion. Heading up the stairs. You can see some moss hitting a lamp. And there's a lot of cool details like that, like bugs that hit the lights. Okay, so we're heading up the stairs now. There's stairs on either side that lead up from that platform. And now we're on the second story of the main hall. There's a double door on one side with another single door next to it. Then there's a single door on the other side with another single door further down. So 4 different directions you could go. There's an oil painting in the corner here. An oil painting in a large frame. The paint is dried and cracked. And there's also in the middle a big window. You can't make anything out through the darkness and fog. On the other side of that window there's another picture. An oil painting in a large frame. It's been well preserved and the people in it are still vividly depicted. Okay, let's check this single door next to the double doors on the other side. It's locked from the other side. So these double doors lead to the second floor of the dining room. Okay, let's check the single door on the other side. And you can see in the middle of the hall from this second story there's a giant chandelier hanging there. And the graphics are really good. Let's check the single door here. It's locked. An emblem of an armor is carved into the lock. Okay, which door do we want to go through? Let's go through the double doors. So this would be the second story of the dining room that Barry went to check. You can hear some shuffling, and that would be a zombie. Okay, there's a dagger on a little ledge on the wall. Will you take the dagger? Yes. And the dagger is a defense item. So now here's a little instruction manual. It says STARS Manual about Control and Emergency Defense. Emergency evade. Using defense items such as daggers will allow you to escape momentarily when grabbed by an enemy. However, you will not be able to escape when the enemy grabs you from behind. To equip a defense item, go to the status screen and then select an item from the defense item menu. Then select the equip command. If your defense item mode is set to manual in the controller settings, you must press the L button to use the defense item. Alright, that's our first file. There's lots of files in this game. Okay, so there's two single doors. There's one single door, and then next to it, a little bit down, there's another single door. From the opposite end of this room, we're on a balcony, and you can see there's a railing, and you can see down into the dining room. You can see the fireplace flickering where Barry was checking the blood. And you can also see in the foreground a statue of a nude woman holding up a jewel. So let's check this window on the other side. A stained glass window. The pattern in the center resembles a woman. Okay, the zombies chasing us. So you can see a gap in the railing, and if you go up to this statue of this nude woman, you can push it. She's topless and wrapped in like a something. Oh. Okay, I pushed it over, and the zombie almost grabbed me, but he just barely missed. Holy crap! He's trying to grab me as I was pushing him. So I pushed the statue through the gap in the railing, and it fell, and you heard it shatter. Okay, so there's two doors here, remember? Let's try the second door. It's locked. An emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. Alright, let's try the first door. It's locked from the other side. Okay, so we're going to head out of this room. The zombies on the other side near the entrance coming towards me. I'm not going to fight them because I'd rather save ammo. Okay, let's go into my status screen, make sure my defense item is equipped. My health is fine. The graph is green colored, which means that you are doing, you have full health. There's 8 slots where I can hold items. And the first slot is my handgun. The second slot at the very top is my survival knife. And the third slot are those shotgun shells I picked up in the graveyard. In the upper right hand corner there's a lockpick. And then there's tabs at the top. The first tab says map, second tab says file, third tab says exit. Let's check the defense item. If you press the A button, you have 2 options, equip or examine. Let's examine it. Dagger. By stabbing this dagger, you'll be able to protect yourself and escape from hostile situations. Alright, let's check my pistol. Handgun. A STARS custom automatic. Fires 9mm parabellum rounds. Let's check the survival knife. A mid-sized lightweight survival knife. Jill's personal protection knife used for close encounters. Let's check the shotgun shells. 12 gauge shells for the shotgun that scatter fires. Alright, we can check file here. I have 2 files. I have the STARS manual that I picked up that tells you about the defense items, and the Kenneth film. And then you can also go to the map. Okay. So we are back to gameplay. Let's run around the other side to avoid the zombie. Let's head back out into the second floor of the main hall. Let's check this other door. That's this other single door opposite the double doors. Oh, it's locked. An emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. Okay, so that only leaves one room that we can enter, and it's the one downstairs, opposite the dining room. So opposite the dining room, there are some more double doors here. Let's enter these. So it leads into a large black room with kind of checkered tile floors, and a giant, nearly nude statue of a woman holding a picture of water. And you are seeing the woman from behind. Woman drawing water. That's what it says if you check it. There's photos on the walls here. A portrait hangs on the wall. It almost seems like it's watching you. Okay, let's check the portraits on the other side. Portraits and photographs decorate the wall. It looks like they could come to life at any moment. It looks like there's a small shelf that you could push. There's another picture here near the shelf. An old photograph sits in a frame. Maybe this person was connected to the mansion somehow. Okay, you could, if you wanted, you could see a door, but it's being blocked by this small shelf, and the doorway is open, so it's just a path that you could enter. So if you push it out of the way, you can go through here. And there's all kinds of objects covered by sheets and a candle. It's very dark. There's nothing of use here, it says. Now there's a picture, a giant picture of a mansion on the other side of the wall here. An eerie picture of the mansion. That is actually a secret room. If you beat the game, you can get a key for extra costumes, and that's where the closet that you can change into those costumes is located. I'm going to push the small desk back to block the doorway because there's a zombie back there. If you run all the way to the end, you'll fight the zombie, but I don't want to do that because it's actually dangerous. It's locked. An emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. Okay, so what I'm going to do is you can see something glimmering in the picture that the woman is holding. Now I pushed the small shelf too far, so I have to exit and go back in, so it resets. So you can use that small drawer to reach the picture, the item that she's holding. You gotta kind of manipulate this small shelf here. These are the kind of box-pushing puzzles that PlayStation fans will remember well from the likes of Tomb Raider and such. You always had to push boxes around. Okay, so now I can climb on top of the shelf and access this item here. There's a map of the mansion first floor. Take it? Yes. Alright, so now I got a map. Okay, so we are going to head back out into the main hall. So let's head back into the dining room where Barry went to check, because I don't know where else to go. Okay, heading down to the other side of the table. We can now access that jewel from the statue that we pushed down, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that for now. Let's enter this door where we saw the first zombie. Well, you can hear him, and you can see him standing off in the distance. His silhouette, which is pretty cool looking. Okay, so near where Kenneth is, let's see if he has any items. Nope. An eerie picture of the mansion decorates the wall. That's hanging behind Kenneth. Okay, in the corner here you can see a door, so let's go through this door. Alright, finally a door that opens. So the camera's facing Jill's front side. and you can see an open window with the light shining through. It's night out, but the moonlight is shining, and you can see it casting shadows on the walls. It's just a very cool picture. Alright, let's go forward. There's a small table here, but it doesn't look like you can check it. A hallway that leads to another room here. Will you take the handgun magazine? Yes. So some handgun bullets. Let's check them. A clip for the handgun. 15 rounds of 9mm parabellum. There's what looks to be a bird cage here. A large bird cage. There's a dead raven inside. That is not a good sign. There's also a mirror on the wall, and you can actually see her reflection in a small oval mirror. There's a chandelier on top, casting light as it sways. And these are the types of effects that were really impressive when you first saw them on the GameCube back in 2002. The way that the chandelier is casting shadows. There's a staircase that goes up, and the banister and the little columns that hold it up are casting light onto the stairs. It's a wooden staircase, and it just looks really cool. There's some 2 herbs here. Let's pick one up, at least. Actually, since I'm Jill and I can hold a lot of items, I think I'll go ahead and take both. Now there's a dead zombie in the corner here, and if you check it, there's a corpse collapsed on the floor like it was an instant death. What the hell happened in this mansion? Alright, let's head up these stairs. I love the sound of footsteps in Resident Evil. There's another door at the top of the stairs here. Let's enter it. There's a dead zombie laying on the floor here. Two more herbs. There's a door at the end of the hall. I know where that leads, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it. There's a large mirror. And there's a zombie. Let's see if we can run past him or get away without having to fight him. Let's see, is there any way I can dodge him? Yeah! I got close to him, so he grabbed me, and then he grabbed, missed, and I ran past him. Alright, so there's another door here. It's locked from the other side. A mirror, a display photo, and now we're in a room, a hallway that has what looks like swords on either side, lining the hallway. There's a broken statue here. It looks like a broken statue of an angel. Will you take the golden arrow? Yes. Examine an item. This is a little piece of instruction. It says STAR's manual about control and emergency defense. Examine an item. From the status screen, select an item and then select the examine command. The details of the item will be displayed. So that's what we've been doing. Alright, so we picked up an arrowhead. Golden arrow. Let's check it. The arrowhead looks like it can be removed. Arrowhead. So we removed the arrow. The arrowhead is made from paradox, sometimes referred to as a poor man's emerald. So if you remember the graveyard, we just picked up the arrow. There's a clip here next to a large mirror. Alright, took the handgun clip. Now I have 30 bullets. Okay, now we're at the end of the hallway, and there's 2 more doors. It's locked from the other side. And this other door next to a mirror. You unlocked it. Okay, and that led to the upper floor of the dining room, where that zombie was. Alright, so I'm going to go back in and see if I can grab those 2 herbs. Oh, I don't have much space. I'm going to go ahead and combine these 2 green herbs, so I can pick up the other 2 herbs. The reason I'm going to do this is because the enemy here, the zombie that was laying on the floor, comes alive later on. I'm going to run past this zombie, the one that's walking around. picked up the 2 herbs. Let's enter this door here across from the dead zombie. Even though I know that I'm not supposed to go in here first. There's a large statue. There's an inscription on the shield. Death is only the beginning. Heading up some stairs, and there's another large statue holding a shield full of spikes and with what looks like a track leading to that statue. There's an inscription on the shield. Death is the true essence of bliss. You can tell that something dangerous is going to happen in this room. At the end of the tracks, if you follow the tracks, there's a podium that has a shining key in the middle. Let's move beyond the podium. There's another statue here. There's an inscription on the shield. Death is everything. Alright, and if you run to the end here, you reach the end of the hallway, and there's another door. It's locked. An emblem of a helmet is carved onto the lock. You can see some spider webs. Dimly lit hallway. Alright, let's pick up this item in the middle of the podium and see what happens. May whoever takes this emblem find peace in death. Oh, you can't carry any more items. Should I combine these 2 herbs or not? I guess I will, for the sake of this podcast. Let's pick this key up. Will you take the mansion key? Yes. The podium just moved down into the floor. The walls just enclosed me. The statue moved forward, blocking my path forward towards that locked door. And the other statue is coming towards me with the spiked shield rotating. So obviously, if I were to run into it, it would probably kill me. Mansion key. Let's check this key that we just picked up. There's nothing unusual. There's an engraving of an armor key. But we can't pick it up because the statue's running towards me and it's going to kill me. So let's put it back into the podium. So that caused the podium to raise again, the walls to go back out, and the other statue to move back into place. Now the killing statue that was on a track just moved back into where it was before it started moving forward on the track. Alright, so let's exit this room of death. And let's head back to the hallway beyond the dead zombie where we first entered. So now we are back in the room with the dead raven in the cage. Heading downstairs into that room with the cage where we got the 2 herbs. I'm going this way to avoid that other zombie because I don't want to get hit. Or bitten, I should say. Okay, so now we are in the room where Kenneth lays dead. Checking that door again here. You can see the zombie silhouetted at the middle of the hallway. It's locked from the other side. Okay. Now I remember that the other 2 doors ahead in the hallway were also locked, but I don't remember what key they were locked with. But I haven't picked up a key anyway, so it's useless to go there. Okay, I have one more spot to hold an item. Let's go ahead and pick up this jewel here. Will you take the blue gemstone? Yes. Now I'm in the dining room where Barry was checking Chris's blood. Blue gemstone. It's beautifully cut and polished to a mirror-like surface. Okay, I also have the arrowhead. So, my first item, first piece of puzzle solving, I could go back to the graveyard and use the arrowhead. So now I'm in the main hall. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go up these stairs here and go through that fake or disguised door that leads to the graveyard. the graveyard now. Let's keep running beyond that locked fence, beyond where we picked up the shotgun shells. And once again, there's a tomb. And it says, a tomb engraved with the picture of an angel. There's an indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. So let's use this arrowhead that we got. Alright, that caused the grave to open. Now there's some stairs leading down. Alright, so we're heading into the depths of the graveyard. Not a happy place to be. It leads to a tomb, like a dungeon, and you can see 4 podiums with little grave tombstones on the bottom and faces above. You can see a gear at the top turning, and a fire flickering in the corner. The flames are dancing wildly. There's another fire further down. The flames are burning higher and higher. It looks as if they'll overtake you any minute now. And from this angle we can see a coffin suspended by chains from the roof. Obviously you can't check the coffin because it's up at the roof, but at the bottom of the coffin you can see some ants or something, bugs crawling on the floor, and you can see another podium with a shining item. It's a book, a purple book. A book is fitted perfectly in the indentation. Will you take the Book of Curse? Yes. If you check the podium, it says, the following inscription is carved into the indentation. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Alright, let's check this Book of Curse. Let's examine it. It's titled Book of Curse. Won't let us open it because it's locked. And on the opposite end of this book is a key embedded into the back side. There's a key embedded on the back cover. Will you remove it? Yes. Alright, we got a mansion key. Now the Book of Curse is opened. Alright, we picked up the Book of Curse. It's a file. It says, a Book of a Curse. When all 4 fall into place, evil will awaken. Alright, here's what the Book of Curse says. Page 1. And there's only one page. The 4 masks. A mask that speaks no evil. A mask that smells no evil. A mask that sees no evil. A mask that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. When all 4 fall into place, evil will awaken. That's a cheery little poem there. Let's go check these 4 podiums with what look like faces above gravestones. A stone statue with a hole where the eye should be. A stone statue with holes where the eyes, nose, and mouth should be. Very freaky looking. A stone statue with a hole where the nose should be. And a stone statue with a hole where the mouth should be. Very creepy. Alright, so we got a mansion key now. Let's check it. There's nothing unusual. Rotate it, and on the opposite side you can see a sword. There's an engraving of a sword. Sword key. Alright, so we finally got our first key. So in the first item slot on my item screen is a handgun. Second slot is a knife. Third slot is shotgun shells. Fourth slot is handgun bullets. Fifth slot is the combined 2 green herbs. Sixth slot, another 2 combined green herbs. Seventh slot, blue gemstone. Eighth slot, sword key. And that's every item, so I can't carry any more items. Every slot is full. Alright, so we are exiting this, the dungeon beneath the grave. We are back in the graveyard. Let's go back into the mansion. Once again, from this viewpoint up these stairs, you can see a lamppost with some bugs flying around the lamp. Looks very cool. Very atmospheric. Alright, so we are back in the mansion. Okay, so now we have the sword key. So let's check some of these doors that were locked before, see if we can open any of them. I'm at the second floor of the main hall. It's locked, an emblem of armor. Okay, so we have the sword key, so we can't open that door. Let's check the single door on the opposite side next to the double doors that lead to the top of the dining room, the upper floor of the dining room. It's locked from the other side. Okay, can't open that. Let's head back down. There was a single door in the main hall. Next to the double doors of the statue of the woman drawing water. It's locked. An emblem of a helmet is carved into the lock. Let's head down these stairs in the main hall, where that gate was. Let's check the gate again, where we heard that monstrous noise. It says there are octagonal indentations to the right and left of the door. Okay, so can't do anything there. Okay, so I know what door we can unlock, and that is the door with the woman drawing water. Remember there was a door there that was locked? Let's head in here. Alright. You use the sword key. Okay, so that door is unlocked. I'm going to turn back around and go out. Let's check some more doors and see if there's any other doors that we can unlock.
Barry,
Oh, Jill. Got any good news?
other than I'm still alive in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either. We'd better secure our escape route first. There's gotta be a back door somewhere.
All right then, let's split up again.
See you later.
Ciao.
Alright, so Barry is supposedly going to go look for a exit for this to this mansion. Since we can't go through the front door of the mansion that leads to the forest because there's those dogs guarding it. The zombie dogs that chased us here. Alright, so in the main scene, the opening movie, I should have described this earlier, but basically, you are part of a police force called STARS, an elite police force. And there's two teams. There's a Bravo team and the Alpha team. The Bravo team was sent in to investigate some murders of people that had been eaten, families that had been eaten on the outskirts of Raccoon City in the forest. Bravo team's helicopter, however, crashed and they lost contact. So Alpha team was sent in to search for Bravo team. And that's when it showed it said Bravo's team's helicopter was a derelict. The pilot was dead inside. So as they were searching the area, this is the Alpha team, and it included Jill, Chris, Wesker, Barry, and there was another guy with them who got eaten by a group of zombie dogs. And that's when the zombie dogs see the rest of the team members and start chasing them. And Chris tells Jill to head to the mansion in the distance. And that's how we got here. Okay, so let's see. Let's go see if there's any more doors that will unlock. So I just headed back into the dining room. There's still that ink ribbon on the table that I haven't picked up. Heading into the room where we encountered our first zombie. Because there's two doors in here that were locked. Actually, three. The one at the bottom as well. The first one says it's locked from the other side. There's this zombie that's coming towards me down the hallway. Let's see if I can get around him. Oh. Barely dodged him. Let's check this other door here. It's locked. An emblem of an armor is carved onto the lock. Okay, crap. So that door is still locked. Let's head around the elevator and down the stairs here. Oh, nice. The door at the bottom just unlocked using the sword key. Okay. So the zombie is going to head towards me. I'm where these stairs are. Let's see if I can get him to come around and see if I can attack him with my knife. Okay, I'm going to attack him as he comes down the stairs, because they can't attack you, I don't think, when they're going down the stairs. Spitting acid at me. Ah, he got me. Got me again. Crap. Gosh, this is a freaking strong zombie. Or a weak knife. Still trying to hit this guy. I keep going around him. So he spits the acid out at me as I go around him. Alright, looks like he's dead. Alright, he's dead. Jeez, that took a lot, and I am at danger. Holy crap. One more hit from the acid and I would have been dead. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use one of these green herbs here. Actually, you know what? I think I'm not going to. Alright, I don't know if that was even worth it. I didn't know it was going to take that much freaking knife slashes, so the knife is pretty much useless. And yes, I know that he isn't actually spitting acid, okay? Sometimes you got to be aware of the people who get queasy, and you don't have to say what is actually happening. Acid is good enough, alright? I used to be one of those queasy people. Alright, a bunch of spices you've never seen before. We are in a kitchen. There's a door at the end. It's locked from the other side. There's some fridges here. There's a bunch of what looks like meat on a table. Some giant pots. Nasty, gnarly stuff. There's a dagger here, another defense item, so you're going to take that dagger. A piece of meat from an unidentified source. Not good. So it looks like they were cutting people up in here or something like that. There's some more handgun bullets here, so now I have 45 handgun bullets. The dishes are crawling with maggots. Okay, so there's nothing here. Let's go around the table. There's you can see a hallway in the back here. It's a dead zombie on the ground. Oh, it's the entrance to the elevator that we can see from above. Where the light was shining through, remember? But it says the power doesn't seem to be turned on. So, of course, we can't access this elevator. But now we know that there's an entrance to the elevator right there. Okay, this door was locked. What did it say again? Locked from the other side. Okay. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's anything else here, but we picked up some handgun bullets and a dagger. Okay, I tried going back up the stairs, and it showed a zombie coming towards me. Okay, so now there's a zombie in the kitchen. Oh, he almost grabbed me. Okay, I'm not going to fight him. I'm just going to get him to go around the table, run around him, and run back up to the stairs. Whew. Alright. So I am deadly hurt. Deadly hurt? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Definitely hurt. Okay, we are at the elevator, running back around. Let's check this door again. It's locked. An emblem of an armor is carved onto the lock. And this door says locked from the other side. Then there's the door that leads to the dining room, and the door at the end that led to where the Raven was. Let's see, do we want to go in there? Let's see, there's the one door with the statues that tried to kill us. That one was locked by a helmet. There's another locked door in there, but there's also that zombie that I wanted to avoid. So let's go in and back into the dining room. And there's the door that we already unlocked with the woman drawing water. And now there's those two doors upstairs as well. There's the two, or the one, okay, so we are in the main hall. Let's go back, let's go upstairs here. Okay, there's the double doors that lead to the second floor of the dining room. And on the opposite end, there's this other single door here. Let's see if we can open this door. You use the sword key. Yes. Okay, so it opened. Now let's go back to the double doors that lead to the second floor of the dining room. Because you'll remember there was two doors here. One of them we entered already. But let's try the other one. Okay, so one of the doors was the room with the dead zombie and the statues that tried to kill us. And there's one of the doors there led to this. Okay, so I checked the other door and it says you use the sword key. There's no further use for this key. Just discard it? Yes. Alright, so we made use of the sword key and used it as many times as we could. Let's go through this door that we just opened. There's an old door here in front of us. You use the lockpick. Alright, let's go through this door. Now there's some green herbs growing in a pot here. We're outside and we can see the forest. We're on like a balcony. Okay, so I'm at danger, so I'm actually, instead of using the green herbs that I combined that are in my inventory, I'm going to use these green herbs growing here, so I don't have to use those other ones. There are green herbs growing here, but there's only enough for a few uses. Use them? Yes. You have treated your wounds. Alright, now I'm back to fine. Okay, let's head down this balcony here. There's a stained glass window, and it looks like it is a stained glass window in the dining room upper floor. So we're on the other side of that. A stained glass window. The pattern in the center resembles a witch. You'll remember before that it said the pattern resembled a woman. Let's keep going. We can see the forest in the background with the moonlight shining through the trees. Very cool effect. There's a bunch of plants growing in the middle here. It says, some kind of thorny plant you've never seen before. Okay, there's a door at the opposite end of this balcony hallway. Let's enter it. You unlocked it. Let's go through. And we are on the second floor balcony, or the second floor of the main hall. So one of those doors that was locked is now unlocked, and that was where it led. Okay, so we are going back through. Alright, let's run to the other side. Going back through the door that we unlocked with the lockpick and back into this room here. We can see a staircase leading down. And you can hear a zombie, but I don't see him. I think he's coming towards me. Yep. Okay, let's head down the stairs. Oh, there's another zombie. Instead of fighting him, I'm just going to run past. There's a dead zombie at the base of the stairs here. It looks like this one's been dead for several hours. Okay, there's a door here. Let's try to enter it. calming, isn't it? Alright, I just thought we'd listen to that music because I love this music. So that calm music means that you are in a safe room, and this is a room where you can always find a typewriter to save your game, a item box to put your items from your inventory into the item box, and then you can take them out at any other item box. So it allows you to store items, and you can also often find items and health as well in these save rooms. And these save rooms are always save rooms or safe rooms. I like to call them safe rooms. Always free of zombies as well. So it's like it's just a place where you can listen to the calm music and take a break. And I love the way that the music is kind of ominous. It's a bit eerie, but it's also just beautiful and calming. So I just love it. Alright, so you can see a lamppost on a desk. A lamp, I should say, on a desk, with a typewriter and some books on the table. There's a bed next to the table, and then in the far side of the room are a bunch of what looks like vials, then a save box in the corner, and next to the entrance is a shelf with a bunch of items. It says, "This shelf is full of pills and elixirs you've never seen. Many of them have changed colors." Alright, so I just checked the table with the lamp on it, and it looks like a file. "Special instructions when disposing dead bodies, as VAX." Or VAX, that is. Alright, so let's go ahead and read this file. "We have new information regarding those beings. They may appear to be dead, but in fact they are able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently, there are 2 known methods to cease their resurrection. 1, incineration. 2, destruction of the head. If further methods are discovered, they will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, to those of you who still have the will to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. You'll need something to light it with, which you'll need to find by yourself." Okay, so this file is telling you that the zombies will actually resurrect if you try to kill them. It says they may appear to be dead, but in fact they are able to come back to life. Okay, so a new feature of this game is that they made the zombies even deadlier, and they made them more like actual zombies in films. So if you kill the zombie will come back to life as a deadlier version called a Crimson Head. And the Crimson Heads will run at you full speed and slash you with their claws, and they're extremely deadly. So to prevent that from happening, you have to obtain oil, and you have to find a flask to carry the oil in, and then you have to find canisters of the oil that are hidden in certain rooms. You can use them to fill your vial with oil. Then you have to have the lighter with you, and that allows you to light the zombie that you just killed on fire, and that will actually prevent the zombie from coming back as a Crimson Head. And I'm not sure what the formula is for when the zombies come back to life, but it's either a certain period of time or a certain amount of rooms that you've entered since you killed the zombie. Either way, you want to go back to the zombies you've killed and light them on fire as soon as possible. Alternatively to this, you can, if you read this note here, it says there's 2 methods. 1 is incineration, 2 methods to cease their resurrection: incineration or destruction of the head. The second method is harder to pull off, but you can do it, especially if you have the shotgun. If a zombie's coming towards you, you can aim the shotgun up towards their head and fire it, and you can often blow their head off. That will prevent them from coming back alive. Sometimes you can also blow their head off with the pistol if the zombie is further away from you, or if you are somehow like above the zombie, like they're coming upstairs. Sometimes you'll be able to blow their head off. That kind of seems more random, so it's not something that you can count on. Basically, this new feature means that you have to be very careful, even more careful, about what zombies you choose to kill, because if you don't bring them back, if you don't burn them up in time, they will come back alive. So it just adds another layer of complexity to Resident Evil Remake. Okay, so if you check the bed, it says a well-used bed. Let's check these bills in the corner here. There are several kinds of serum here. Many of them are of a sickly color. Okay, let's put some items in the item box. Okay, so in the item box, since I'm playing on easy, there's a first aid spray, 15 more handgun bullets. Let's take those. That will give me 60 handgun bullets, and 3 ink ribbons. Okay, so we're going to use those to save right now. I'm a little bit over time. I think this podcast is about an hour long. So I put the knife in the item box. I put the mixed herbs in the item box. I'm going to put the second mixed herbs in the item box, and I'm going to put the blue colored ruby, the blue gemstone in the item box. I'll take out the first aid spray, and I'm going to take out the ink ribbons right now so that we can save our game. Alright, let's go over to the ink ribbon on the table here, or to the typewriter. It's an old typewriter. You can save your progress. Use the ink ribbon. Let's go ahead and examine the ink ribbon and see what it says. Ink ribbon for typewriter something, royal type, I think it says. Examining the ink ribbon, it says to be used with the typewriter. Alrighty, let's go ahead and use this ink ribbon. So in the original Resident Evil game, you could only save at typewriters by using ink ribbons. Of course, in old games, you generally had save points where you could save your game, and you would save it onto a memory card. And it's the same for the GameCube version, because the GameCube had memory cards, unlike the Xbox, which had a hard drive. Of course, nowadays, games don't usually have save points because it saves automatically, typically. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and save our game. Let's put it in slot 5, where it says no data, because the other 3 slots have games there, old games that I saved before. Jill, first save, mansion, drug room. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Gameplay Radio.